most new players, or not even new players, just most players aren't good at making currency early on. So then by the time they reach maps and all that, it's like 25C per prophecy, or sit and grind it relentlessly. And I don't think that's good game balance. It's way too I keep going on the wrong fucking character. God damn. No, am I on the wrong character? Conquerfect, this character. Most new players don't even care about getting breach. No, they don't. Most new players don't even know what's going on. I'm talking about those people that aren't just new, but they are, what's the word? They're not new. They're like established in the game. They enjoy playing Path of Exile, but it's just simply far too unrealistic for them to reach it without getting bored. I think if your players are quitting the league before they've reached a certain master to level 8, it's not right. I don't know if chat agrees or what is there going on there, but yeah, I feel like if God, my gear is so shit on this character. God, I could just change belt, man, and it'd be my gearing would be so easy. Look at this shit. Put this belt on. I could take off these. Could almost take off this whole chest piece and get a 6 link. I could upgrade this character so much. Jeez. If you like, alright, let's say for example, alright, now I know you're saying all the games shouldn't be balanced around casuals, semi-agree. Let's say you need 1 million, this is how much you need, I'm pretty sure, for Zana. I think it's about that much, right? And I think each mission, you get like, just on your own, you get about 9,000. Sometimes you get 8, sometimes you get 10. Give or take, you get about 9,000. You need to do 161 Zanas, right? Let's say you sit and you do your 5 missions, or your 6 missions, is it? I think it's 6. Your 6 missions, you do 26 rotations. That's 26 days of level 7 rotations. So it's probably going to take you like 10 days, maybe 20 days, because most people don't get to maps by then. So you've played about 20 days, and then you start the grind from that to that, and that's like 40 days, right? 40 days, you know, a straight month of grinding. Just doing your own mission for 2 weeks gets you Zana 7 to 8. I don't think it does at all. Your own mission gives you like 15,000, and there's 28 missions there. That's not even, it's like less than a third of the way there. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's unachievable. I'm not saying it's too difficult. I'm just saying most players that play video games for fun and, you know, have good moments just what's the word? Just have given up, mate. They've left the league by that point. So do you not think it's not very good for the game if players are leaving without actually discovering a certain mechanic that might keep them there? Or, you know. Yeah, but Gracious Master is 20 chaos, mate. 20 chaos. I spent 10 exalts for my Zana. Well, yeah, including the price of purchasing, but not including the actual time waiting around. It's way more than 15, man. That's only 20C a day for 2 weeks. I don't think it is. On average, you're getting like, I think you get like 14,000. You do that by 3, that's 42k, right? That's 34 daily missions. That's a straight month plus of a straight month of doing dailies and buying prophecies. That might be profitable. It might be, and it might be worth it, and it might be, but most people, because also by the time they've got to having a level 7 Zana, they've probably played a week, right? That's like, again, like a straight month of work, and that's not what a video game should be. But that's my opinion. You obviously don't agree. Obviously you make it back, yeah, you make it back, but I just don't think the game should be balanced around people doing their own daily, doing prophecies. I think it's stupid. But I'm going to go get a drink, and I'm going to go farm some Uber Lab. I shall be right back. I'm just retarded anyway. Just get a house. 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 Oh, hey up, hey up, hey up. What's been going on in here? What's been going on in here, boys? Are we keeping it civil? Civil? Alright, let's have a read. Oh no. Oh, I'm monk-caressing at some of the stuff I've seen here. Okay. Okay. So, with Gracious Master, I did the maths. For a level 7 daily, roughly 67k per mission, just get a house. You're a fucking inbred. So 20 missions would be 1.2 million experience. You don't even know how to argue a point without sounding like a fool. So do us all a favour and just don't get involved if you don't have the intellect to actually discuss it. Bro, I watch Rick and Morty. Wubba lubba don't even question my intellect. Why are you so salty at Osmos? It's clear he doesn't really care about the topic. He just wants to meme. But that's the reason everyone is so bitchy about the game. Bro, do you really want my opinion on the topic? It's one topic to the next. Oh, this is awful. Oh, this is fine. Well, that honestly could not be further from the truth. No, I don't. I'm not asking you. You are literally just littering the chat with obnoxious memes. You think I give a shit about my grammar more than the actual point. Why can't you just ignore them, like a big boy, like a glowy brain boy? Because his comments are distracting people from the point. Sam looks over at the chat and starts memeing about your comment, instead of actually talking about the issues with the game. Alright, I think herein lies the problem. I think the main issue with this is I just don't understand how you can be fucking homeless. Just get a house. No, alright. Serious face. Alright, the problem is, alright. The problem is, serious time, right, for 2 seconds. There are two different type of people that play the game. One person that enjoys the whole aspect and online economy and the risk and reward of the receiving currency to doing content and grinding out and reaching a level of currency and wealth or player experience that other people can't do or don't want to do. And then there's a level of player that plays Dota or League and enjoys PoE, like say Scarra or fucking whoever, and they play the odd game of PoE. If you're going to make a 30-minute video about a topic and take it seriously, then I want to discuss it. What do you mean? I'm sat here right now discussing it. I've been discussing it since 5:49. I've been discussing it for another half an hour. I don't know what else I can say because I've already said it in the video. Literally, my point is this. Zana 8 takes too fucking long to level. Number 2, it's boring as shit. Number 3, if GGG intend to make the process long and boring as shit because it ends up being super profitable, then they actually haven't achieved that because number 4, or point 4, the ability to buy the prophecy and jump the queue and negate all that grinding exists. So they've got the points mixed up. They either want to slow people down leveling masters, or they're okay with people buying prophecies. You said you like getting Zana missions because it gives you maps. Yeah. I like Zana. I like Zana missions. I don't like beyond a wild Zana appearing. I don't like Zana in the sense that you have to fucking do every single one. Not just because I like getting the maps, because you actually, to achieve a certain goal, you have to go out of your way. Not just do the one Zana that pops up in your map. Like today, I've been playing for 3 hours 52, alright, give or take. I know I've just been sat talking, but that's how I play the game. So for 3 hours 52, I've been on Path of Exile. I've had like, I think when I played with Tuvia, we had like one wild Zana. And I've done that. Like, so it's nice when she pops up, but there's always that twang in the back of your head where you're like, well, it's kind of fucking annoying because I'm nowhere near getting to 8. But I mean, it's not a super serious topic. We've been on this for about an hour now. Those 4 points, I just think it takes too long to level masters for the average player. It's just not achievable for them. You will always have to go out of your way, even if you make it easy. Yeah, of course. But there's a difference between going out of your way and thinking, I don't actually... I've enjoyed playing for 2 or 3 hours. I don't really enjoy doing a daily rotation or doing my own daily. It's not something I enjoy. I'm speaking from their point of view. But I'll do it anyway, because if I do a certain amount of these, I will get a reward I really like. But that doesn't happen. Like, if you do Elrion... like, let's do an Elrion mission now. I'm at 144, right? Let's do an Elrion mission now on this absolute slug character. Right, I'm at 144. Right, so we defend this for a minute. This is something I don't enjoy, right? But at the end of it, I'll get a certain amount of XP and I'll be like, well, actually, like, after I've hit level 8, or after I've done this a few times, it's pretty achievable. But with Zana, it doesn't feel like that way. Like, and I'm speaking from their point of view, because for me, obviously, everything in the game's achievable, because I bash the game a lot and I play softcore. So I never lose my progress in the game. Would you rather most people get Zana 8 and then no one even runs Breach? People would run Breach. That's the point you don't seem to get, or like you disagree with, is that your idea is somebody won't run it because it's not profitable. But they will. The same way people in League of Legends play a Heimerdinger mid instead of the most meta champion, even though it hinders the win rate. They do it because they enjoy it. Right, so I was at 144. I'm now at 160. When I see that, and I see that bar move, I just think to myself, fucking hell, that is a lot of fucking missions. What do I get for level 8 Elrion? Not too much. The amount of effort that just took to move that bar, and that's a third of the amount of Zana, the amount of effort it took to move the Elrion bar, I just think to myself, well, if I actually need something crafting, I'll just go in trade chat and give someone 2 chaos. It's not worth it. People won't run it if it's too expensive. 100%. The shit thing about Zana is that if you want to completely change... Is my chat even on screen? I don't think it is it? I like my chat being on screen. The shit thing about Zana is that if you want to compete and get Zana rate for currency, you have to play the game differently than maybe you wanted. I don't want to play Pee-wee with others because the meta forces me, which is a bad mechanic. Alright, I see what you're saying. Meta forces me. Not even though you can still easily do it solo using Zana mission spawnings and Gracious Masters easily in 2 months, sure. That's what I'm saying. That's basically the gist of the whole argument. We all know, we're not stupid, we all know it's achievable, even without buying Masters. We know it's even more achievable to do it with Masters, with, you know, the Master Prophecy, I should say. But most people just go, like they just did then, I just did an example, they go, I got 20k off that. So I go to myself, maybe I'll sum it up this way, right? I've got 638,000 XP. I was at 44, so I got 17,000 XP for that. I think to myself, do I want to do 40 of those missions on my own when I really didn't enjoy that? No. So I just won't do it. And I feel like that's what most people that play the game feel like. Some people will run Breach, but those won't be the average players that you were talking about. Average players won't run Breach to lose money. So why are you balancing Zana around average players that won't even use... But they would use it. They would use it. New players and even average players. And, you know, I'm not saying I'm an above average player, but I sort of am in the sense that I play this game a shit ton. I run Breach and it loses me money. But I still run it just because the mechanic is fun. The actual Breach is fun. Like today, I've probably broke even, slightly lost currency, and I've been running Breach all day. Why would they use it if they lose money? This is you don't seem to... Fun. People play games for fun. That's all I can say. Like, I don't know. Fun. I don't know how to sum it up differently than that. Why do you... Right, you're a Z main, right? Let's flip the idea on you. You're a Z main. You only play Z in League of Legends. Why? There are better characters than Z. Why do you only play Z? Fun. You enjoy... People won't run it because they lose money. They will. They absolutely will. Because the amount of money you're losing is not staggering. It's not an Azeri set. You don't run 2 exalts and lose it all. You at worst break even, or you slightly lose some it. That's not even comparable. It is comparable. Completely. It is completely. It's a game mechanic. Why do you play a game in a certain way? Why does this person play a game in a certain way? Player A plays Path of Exile in a manner that is fun but loses currency. Player B plays Z in League of Legends and sometimes loses because his champion isn't the absolute top tier shit hot character. Why? Because people like playing video games in different ways. I don't... Am I the only one? Maybe chat can enlighten me. Am I the only one that... Am I being dumb here? It's not the same, but it's comparable. Like, I'm more than open to a group of people going, you're wrong, and this is why. I'm not stubborn at all. I'm well open to changing my opinion on things. I always do. But that's why in Cute Dogs or other streamers chat, people are asking how much... Alright, let me rewind. You are the minority. A shitload of people care about making a lot of money. Right? That's why in Cute Dogs or any streamers chat, people are asking, how do you make so much money? Some people will run Breach, but they are not the people that would be average. Alright. So in response to that, I guess, I can see where you're coming from. I don't disagree. A lot of people care about making currency. I get it in my chat. People come in and they go, 300 chaos, 11 exalts, nice, you're doing great. How have you done it? Right? Loads of people love talking about currency, but here's my... if you look at the why do people want currency? To make a build or do a piece of content that is fun. I don't... Again, maybe I'm wrong. I don't think most players would do a piece of content that they hate forever because it makes currency. You might say, well, you farm the lab. I actually enjoy the lab. I know loads of people that don't farm the lab. I know that's kind of different and it's a pretty weak point, but I just feel like people want currency to have fun. So people get pissed off at Zana because they either have to spend a lot of time doing something they don't enjoy, or they have to put a lot of currency into something to get fun back. And they're like, well, I don't want to give away that currency because I could use that currency to have fun in the immediate now rather than in investment. Most people that... I say most people, maybe it's not most people. Maybe most people that play Path of Exile are all about that. But some people, I guess, some, most, however you want to word it, don't think of investments in video games. They just don't. That directly equates to improving your character or making a new build that is more expensive. That's the fun part of it. Because you are spending money to make your character more impressive. Yeah, that's what everybody wants to do. So I think that's why they get a bit pissed off when they have to keep paying for Zana to do a mechanic that's fun. With Breach, you can say it's fun, but a lot of fun with Breach comes with the amount of profit. I haven't really made any profit, though, whilst doing Breach. I really haven't. If anything, I've lost currency. And maybe that makes me the minority. But I do feel like if you said to 100, not streamers, but just 100 people that have reached maps and played like 50 hours of mapping, if you said to them, you can lose like 1 chaos a night, but run Breach for the whole evening, would you do it? I feel like most would say yeah. If Breach was had by... I'm not saying it should be had by everybody though. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying, hey GGG, make Zana be leveled instantly. I'm not saying that. I'm saying just don't make it that you have to put a month of investment into a video game to get something. That is literally my point. Just make it so you don't have to put a month of fucking time invested into it, or get rid of the prophecy and balance it. I'm not even counting splinters. I'm not even counting these splinters. I'm just counting actual chaos. Just currency that's dropped. I'm not counting splinters or anything. I'm just saying I started with like 350C. Sorry, I started with 380C and I've got like 380C. I got like 30 Chayula splinters. If we ignore them, if they were just gone, I'd still have had fun. Define average player to me. How much is the average player? Are we talking everybody that's played Path of Exile ever? I would say if we're doing that, millions of people have played Path of Exile. I would say the average person per day, 2.5 hours, 2 hours. Because if you look at the chart right now and you look at how many people are playing right now, people will be playing like 5 hours average a day. I think Path of Exile recently came out with a stat and they had the highest average playtime of a game right? But they're also factoring in that most people leave. Like, the league's a lot worse than it was right now. People have already left the league. How much, what you define as an average player should be able to get Zana rate? Well, yeah, everybody can get Zana rate. That's not my point. Of course everyone can get Zana rate. We know that. Start the lab and shut the fuck up about Zana before I drop kick you. I don't mind it. It's an okay topic, but I don't really see where it's going. Let me get this compass up, and I'll do the lab, guys. I don't even know what the lab's like today. Gargoyles. Room 12 is also very short, as it's closer to an 8 room. Okay. Apparently it's a good day today. It resets in 5 hours. Lab compass file. Download. Show in folder. Cut. 1 second. Paste. Open. POE. Path of Exile. We want to go done. Done. Boom, boom. Doom, doom, doom. Boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Oh, he's marked it wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I see. Right, he's counting this as... Alright, I see what it's doing. Done. Average 6 keys, 1.6 enchants. Okay. Let me grab some offerings. Offerings. Just get a house. My amulet is so fucking bad. Oh, it's disgusting, honestly. Grotesque. Right, let's go back to Twitch chat. I've done that. Right. Start the lab before I drop kick you. You say it's hard, though, implying you want it to be much easier. Well, Atosmos, it's my first time in this game, and my Zana is still level 6, and I've played 550 hours on Steam since the start of the league. The way you are wording that is like it should be significantly cut, like 3 times faster. I just think, like, you've got to be able to look at it from a different viewpoint. I completely understand your viewpoint. Like, hardcore player, just to put it into perspective for chat, right? Tosmos, hardcore player, only ever plays hardcore, hates softcore, he races, he competes in races, he's played daily races, and yeah, I think, if I'm right, you took a day off work to compete in a race. So that is like way out of like the ordinary. Like most people will never do that. I don't really care enough about the topic. I'm not gonna get heated about it. I don't think it should be cut 3 times. I don't even think it should be cut I don't think it should be cut like, you know, a portion of it. I think there should be different ways. This is what I'm saying. There should be different ways for somebody to get Zana rate that doesn't specifically like logging in and doing a daily mission. It's kind of like those other MMOs and those other games that make you do a daily. Like League of Legends has daily missions, and even though you probably going to do it anyway. It feels a bit different. Been sort of asked and forced to do it. It would be nice if it said you can get Zana 8 by doing dailies. Yeah, you can do dailies. You can kill bosses. You can tackle corrupted enemies inside the map, or whatever it may be. That there are different playstyles to unlock Zana. Because what I'm saying is it forces you into this daily login path of job. It's a joke, but yeah, it forces you into that style of play, and I don't think it's the most conducive to fun or longevity of the league. I don't feel like most players think, fucking yes, I get to do a Zana daily today. I just think they're like, alright, let's get this shit over with. But that's just my opinion. It's just an opinion. I can be completely wrong. That's cool. This is a mismatch. Let's go for the Abyss Wings. Let's keep the Abyss theme going. Let's go for this fire helmet. Case in point, you just have no response to what I'm saying because it's right. Alright. Yo, we don't need to get so heated in the chat. We don't need to get so heated and start insulting each other. All we're saying is that, you know, on average, I think people just don't enjoy as much as a developer could make it enjoyable. They don't enjoy the notion of actually going ahead and doing a daily mission. And that's why most people, such as, say, Donny Mac, have played a lot and they don't actively go for Zana 8 because it takes them off the path of what they enjoy doing. So maybe he's played 500 hours, but maybe, yeah, he hasn't got Zana 8 because he just thinks, I don't want to do dailies. It's not something I enjoy, so I'm just not going to get it. So that's what I'm saying. They're just, in a video game, because it's a video game and it's not real life, we can have different ways to accomplish different goals. And there should be different ways. Like, say, Donny Mac likes boss killing. Why can't he kill bosses to get Zana 8? You know, something like that. I'm not sat here saying I'm right. I'm just making conversation. I'm just having a talk about Zana. And ultimately, if nothing gets changed, I'm always going to have the currency to just fucking buy it. And I'll grind it if it's worth it to me personally. But I know a lot of people just get put off, and I don't think it's good that a video game should put people off. If we're trying to make it a better game, I think there should be different options. Okay, that's fine. He doesn't want to do it, so he doesn't get Zana 8. Why though? Why is that the only option? That's like saying, alright, this is a bit of an out there sort of comparison, but say your goal is to get fit, right? Your goal is to become strong. Your goal is to lift a car, and then somebody says, right, you should do bicep curls for 4 weeks, and then you can lift that car. And then this guy says, well, I don't want to do bicep curls. I actually want to do a different exercise. And then he comes back and he says, you don't like bicep curls, you don't lift a car. I feel like there are different ways to achieve the same goal. You don't have to put somebody down because they play a video game differently. Because if it's easier to get, then most people don't care about getting Zana 8. That is the root of the problem. You think people care about getting Breach or Zana 8, but the only reason they want it is because it's worth getting wanted. If everybody wants it, if everybody gets it, it's worth nothing. I understand that, but you've got to also... There can be... This is what I'm saying. There can be 2 right answers. This isn't maths. There can be 2 right answers. You are correct, Atosmos. The reason people want Zana 8 is because they think if I get to Chayula Splinters early, I'm making a fuck ton of money. I'm getting Zoph's Bloods and all this shit. But there are also other people that just like the mechanic and just want to get the mechanic. I don't know. Well, let's just ask people in chat. How many people are in chat? Apparently 8 people. Who in chat has Zana 8? And give your reason why you don't have Zana 8. And then leave a comment and say, would you get Zana 8 if you thought it was achievable through your goals? Because me and Atosmos talk and just have different viewpoints, so it's better to just get more viewpoints. I'm not against them adding bosses. Huh, poor Joy's worth that lab run. I'm not against them adding bosses to give XP or Zana or something. But in a way you are, because you spent the past half an hour saying that you don't want to make Zana any easier. So adding bosses to give XP does make it easier. I do. 7 to 8 hours of straight party hopping. Not I. Too long of a grind. But if you... Alright then, let's ask you this, right? If I could press a button now, and you have Breach... If you could have Zana 8 right now, would you? Is this a key in here? One sec. It's a puzzle. I've done the puzzle, haven't I? Yeah, I've done the puzzle. I've said plenty of times it could be easier. I mean, I literally just scroll up and it says... He wants Zana 8 to be quicker. Okay, that's fine. He doesn't want to do Zana in that way, so he doesn't get Zana. Simple. Because, yeah. And then if we go up, we said that... You said, the way you are wording it sounds like the XP should be significantly cut, which I don't agree with. Like... The place we don't agree on is that average players shouldn't be able to get Zana 8. So you don't think... I'm not talking average and some fucking idiot that never gets to maps and doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. I'm talking about somebody that doesn't mind doing the occasional daily and doesn't mind going out of the way to do the random wild Zana that maybe they don't want to do, but they'll do it. That you don't think that player should have Zana 8? Because it's all just what's the word? It's just what you consider to be the average player. That's it. This is... What's 31 chisel? Like 16C or something? The players should have to do every single Zana they encounter and do a rotation every day for 2 weeks to get Zana 8. Okay. I'll ask why. You can get it off Wild Zana in 2 weeks. You can't. You can't. Maybe if you're absolutely smashing maps and you're bumping into Zana fairly frequently, maybe. But honestly, most people aren't doing that level of amount of maps to get it. Now you'll say, well then they don't deserve it. Well, that's just where we disagree then, isn't it? There's no problem with disagreeing. We don't have to convert each other. I need a key. I know I say you shouldn't be able to do that. Not that you can do it. Oh, right. Yeah, I don't think you can get Zana 8 off just wild Zanas. You'd have to be mapping a lot. Like, I mean, I watched Cute Dog stream for like 2 hours the other night, and he was blasting, well, everything. It was like valed maps that cost 3 vals with Chaos, Sexton, everything possible on it. And I don't really remember him getting mad. He got like the odd Zana mission. Like, and he blasts maps. So I don't think... If I was just to, I guess, sum up what I think, you can sum up what you think. I would just say Zana 8, for most even active players, is just super boring, and getting Masters to 8 in general is super boring. Some will do it because they know it's profitable. Most like to do it because they think it's fun. Probably most of them give up. And I just think there should be different ways to reach that Master. I think the Prophecy is overpowered. And I think Wild Zana should be way more common. Like, if Zana popped up a lot, players would probably think, oh, I don't even need to buy the Prophecy or whatever. I can ignore the Prophecy. I get a Wild Zana every whatever. But they don't. I don't know. I think that's why people get a bit confused with PoE. I'm not arguing over PoE. I'm just giving a different viewpoint. I wouldn't want that to be the way they have it, but the reason why it should be hard is if it's not... Yeah, I get that. If it sort of... it's not an ideal... What's the word? Example, but... Harbinger League. Everybody could get to Shaper, and I thought the league was shit because everybody could just Harbinger all the maps to Shaper. There wasn't enough effort for what there wasn't enough effort put in for the reward they got out. Right? So I'm not against that, but I feel like with Zana, there's too much effort. There's just too much. I don't think the video... You think I just... That's just where we disagree. My literal viewpoint is Zana 8 should be fun to do. It can be grindy, but it should be fun. And I don't think it's a good state of the game where the most efficient way to get Zana 8 is to sit and buy it in a trade channel. I think I'm right there. I really don't think the way to get Zana 8, the best way should be sitting buying a Prophecy and doing boring trade 820. Definitely not. I don't know what chat thinks, but that's my view. I don't think it's too unreasonable. Let me know when you have entered the aspirants trial. Good timing. Oh, I need to wait for them all to be up, don't I? Shit. I hate this fucking... this one. I think that was right. I'm going to dedicate 2 or 3 days to pretty much buying Zanas. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. It's just a different crowd that plays this game, I guess. I just don't think that should be the way the game is. You introduce into your friend and you're like, yeah, so this is what Zana does. She gives you more quantity in maps. She does this, and then if you really enjoy the game, you can start to grind it, and then you can decide to go for 8. And when you go for 8, you can either do wild Zanas or your dailies and put in like 3 weeks of work, or you can sit for like 15 hours for like 2 days and buy the prophecy, spend like 10 exalted orbs, which is like 900 chaos, and then get it. But that's just me. Alright, so my final thoughts are Zana may be hard to get right now, but it should be a commitment without the prophecy. I hope they remove the prophecy and make it slightly easier. I don't see how that differs to what I'm saying. That is exactly what I'm saying. You are wrong. You are being really bad with this. You are balancing one of the last things people can work for around what a new player thinks when they hear it. Yeah, because they're the most important people, mate. In a sense, yes, you have your core community that keep a game alive. I get that, right? I've been in this situation before. I've been on the flip side. I've been on your side. When I was fucking borderline professional Gears of War player, I argued to death that there should be stuff that keeps the hardcore core fan base interested. Otherwise, you end up with a load of casuals. Listen to me. You end up with a load of casuals that go, hey, Path of Exile's really fun. Oh, look, the new Call of Duty's out. Or, oh, look, the new Diablo's out. And then they leave. And then the actual core, hardcore fan base are sat there like, well, we actually haven't got anything to do now. The grind's gone. We've got nothing to do. Because all those casuals that you balance the game around have left. I get that. But there just has to be a bit in give and take. That's all it is. Just a bit of give and take. You don't have to make it 50 times easier. Just make it slightly easier for them. Give them different options to get their Zana. Give them different options. Maybe they don't want to do the daily. Maybe they really like mapping and they want to map. And each time they kill a boss, it gives a small percentage of XP. And it's still grind. It's still a big grind. But, you know, they like doing that. So, you know, some of them, they're casual and they leave. But there's still something there for the hardcore grind, the core player base to work on. I'm not saying make it dead easy. Otherwise, yeah, I understand. If you fuck over the hardcore core fan base, there's nobody left playing your game. Apart from a bunch of idiot new players that are going to leave when the next sparkly new toy comes out. Did I get that shrine? I did. All I'm saying is, again, a new player should look at something and go, that's a lot of work, it's rewarding, but there are a few different ways I can tackle that problem or get to a solution in a fun manner. And it's still a lot of work, and it's still a grind, and old players still have something to grind for, but a new player can think, oh, there is a different way for me to do that if I go down that route in future. That's all it is. It's a game of options. This whole game's built on options. All your characters can be played differently. I'm playing the lab. Somebody right now might be farming Chayula breaches or something. We are disagreeing. You think it should be nerfed as much more than I do. Nope. Just think it should be achievable in a different way. And remove the prophecy and make it slightly easier. I don't like the prophecy. Max mana, attack speed whilst holding a shield. Light res. I'm sure people in chat are bored to shit of this, so we'll just leave it at that. It's okay to disagree. You don't have to agree with everything. Alright, what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 keys. Stone Golem levels up. Well, yeah, kind of, but I'd like you to put a bit more thought. I'm not even going there. It's a rambling video, mate. It's really not that serious. I'm just chatting about Zana. I'm doing things like this that make discussion. I'm getting pretty triggered. Alright. Anyway, Zana talk is now banned in chat. No more Zana talk. I need to put more thought into it. I just don't think enough, guys. I'm just stupid. So, if anyone wants to pick any boxes, let me know.